Good morning, everyone. Priya, Ram, Vaishali, Megha, Vaishnavi, good morning and welcome to the class. Let quickly others to join and we'll start the session. Priyanka, good morning. Vishambar, good morning. Barsha, good morning and welcome to the session. Am I audible to each one of you? So, welcome to the session. We are going to do the MCQs, Human Resource Management, another part. So, let's do. Any tentative date for exam? That's in January. Already being declared. January, May. January, the last paper always happens is of means initially it start with code since last it's code 55. It usually goes at last. So let other schedule come. So any tentative date I cannot tell you the date, but it would be in the January first week or second week of January, right? So the first question is which type of validity is concerned with the degree to which test content represent task needed for the job. So we know there are different types of validity, right? Criteria validity, content, construct, predictive, concurrent. These are the different forms of validity. So which of this is concerned degree to which it represents the task? Right. So if I am supposed to teach, I would be a teacher, right, in an organization. So the test which would be given to me is to give the presentation or to come and give the demo. So what it is actually showing what task I would be doing. This type of test is called as what? Or validity is called as content validity. Correct. When we say criteria or criteria related validity is what? When you are fulfilling the criteria. So there is always a criteria. The test which always identify the criteria whether you are fulfilling that criteria or not. Like UGC and NTA, you have cutoff. So cutoff is criteria that you need to be at least this cutoff. Your the marks has to be at least this, right? So there are multiple subjects and multiple cutoff. That is your criteria. Construct is performance. This is here your performance should be. So now again, even if you qualify net, when PSUs asking for the application, they have specifically mentioned those who have scored above 200, those who have scored above 210. So what they are putting, they are actually mentioning the performance level. That is your construct validity. Predictive validity is how the person would be, employee would be performing in future, right? Are all the types of validity clear to everyone? Is there any doubt? Moving to next question. Arrange the step of validation process in correct sequence. Now this is your expected question. Validation. So how do you validate something? Administer the test, relate your test scores and criteria, cross validate and revalidate, choose the test, analyze the job. So what would be the first? See, when I am asking you, have you understood? Make sure that you are replying me so that I would get to know. Yes, you have understood. If you have any queries and question, do ask me. Because after this session, students asking me the queries on the messages is little difficult to explain. The reason is writing everything is not possible. Explaining verbally, explaining with video is more easy rather than writing just through a message, right? So here the answer is, first you would be doing is analyzing. So what you would be doing, you would be doing you would be doing an elimination method. So where first thing is, first step is to analyze. So wherever it is 5, so this got cross, right? And then last one is your administering, sorry, the last step is your cross validate and revalidate. So wherever it is 3, it would be here. So 4, 5, 4, then you are administering the test 2, and then finally 3. Next question. Again, this is expected question for your exam. There are the different test. These are the selection test, and you have to match with their description. Psychomotor test, intelligent test, aptitude test, work sample test, personality test. Yes, if you feel you need more time to answer the question, do let me know if it is too hurry, but I would try to finish up the sessions quickly so that now tomorrow we would be doing the last session for HRM, and then every day I would try to take the sessions now, right? Tomorrow we would be doing the last session for HRM, then we would be doing HRD. Okay, HRD we will be finishing in 2 or 3 sessions. Since we are doing the topic wise, it is taking time, right? So psychomotor test. What is psychomotor test? Something which is physical, psychomotor, right? Priyanka A, Barsha A. Okay. So the answer for this is option number A. Psychomotor test is you're measuring the physical abilities. So this is usually, you must have heard with the kids, teacher, nowadays the teachers, nursery or the nursery schools are focusing that we focus on psychomotor ability. What is that? The physical ability, strength. Intelligence, you know, IQ, intelligent ability. Aptitude test is your testing whether you are having that ability or capability to do or to learn something or not. Your NTA net is your aptitude test, eligibility test. It says that whether you are eligible or whether you're capable for teaching or not. Work sample test, now this would be what? You would be given a task, whether you would be able to perform the task or not. Personality test is what trait tendencies, what personality trait you are having, which will be helpful in doing the particular job. Moving to the next question. Now we have different forms of the interviews: panel interview, group interview, sequential interview, unstructured interview, structured interview. Please do match them. Yes. Yes. So the answer for this would be option number A. So when we talk about panel interview is what? Interview where number of people are sitting and you are being interviewed. Group interview, number of people being interviewed together, like group discussion. Sequential, step by step, you are facing one by one. Unstructured, no question is being structured, random question basis of the answer you are doing. Structured is there would be proper structured questions being asked and the answers are also. Yes, UPSC interview is an example of panel interview, correct. So the answer is option number A. Next question. Oh, hold on, this something got hanged. Give me a moment. Am I audible? Do write in the comment section. Am I audible? The screen is stuck. Just a moment. Okay. The screen has got stuck. Hold on. Okay. Next question. Read it and answer. Arrange the steps for designing structural situational interview. So it is asking structured as well as situational interview in the correct conceptual order. Situational behavior are very important. I will explain few things once you do this question. Read it and answer. Fine. So mixed answers. See, it is structured situational interview. What do you mean by situational interview? Situational interview says that you would be given certain situation and you are supposed to answer those situation. That if such situation comes, how you would be reacting. Now, since there is a structure, the situation given to you will have a structured question. So, and the response expected from you is also structured. They have the expected response. So, structured situational interview says that you would be given a situation where questions are already structured and the response is already expected. That is your structured situational interview. The answer for this is option number D. So, for any kind of interview to be conducted, the foremost step is to what? Is to analyze the job. Then rate the job's main duties. See, since you are going to interview a person on the basis of situation, you need to identify or rate the duties which are to be performed in the job and which of the duties are of high importance, low importance, and so on. Then creating the interview questions for them, creating the benchmark answers. Why benchmark? Because it is structured, and whenever there is a structure, there is always an expected answer, benchmark answer that candidate should answer this. appoint the interview panel and conduct the interview. So why I am focusing on structured here, questions are also fixed. There would be interview question fixed. There would be also the answers benchmark. Now the same, when I say unstructured situational interview, so in unstructured there would be simple. So analysis of job would be done, rating of the duties would be done, but there won't be any kind of benchmark since it is unstructured, right? Yes, there can be few questions, random questions. Like, so instead of creating the interview question, there can be random as per the situation. So this is how, if the question arises, that arrange these steps of unstructured situational interview into the sequence, you should be able to arrange it accordingly. Now, another important form which can be also asked in exam is your structured behavioral. ठीक है. Now what is, so my pen is seriously not working, behavioral interview or behavior interview. What is behavior interview, or what is the difference between the structured interview and behavior interview? Now we have one question related to this. Let's do that and then I will be explaining you. So now, okay, I didn't add that question. Okay, let me explain you that. Behavior is what? So if you in your interview say that I have good leadership quality, the questions which would be put to you is, how did you show your leadership quality? Tell the situations, tell those behavior. So if you say that I am good learner or fast learner, I have been achieving my targets. So can you tell me? So in your last tenure, in your last organization, did you face a stress situation where you were into the situation where your negative points were highlighted? So what was the thing that you did to overcome them? So what was your behavior in the past? That is asked in what? In the behavioral interview. Structured behavior would be what? Again, analysis of job, rating the job's main duties, creating the interview questions. So duties, instead of duties, it would be here behavior, right? Which behavior are important and so on. Then again, creating the questions, creating the benchmark answers, and then appointing the panel. So this, since it is a structured, now the questions would be what? Related to behavior. Is this clear? I have given you the idea that how different questions can be asked. Now, please understand, if you're preparing for PSU, if you're preparing for IBPS, syllabus is same. Only difference is in IBPS, PSU, more straight one-liner questions are asked. And in order to answer the one-liner question, it's very important to understand the concept. This is very, very wrong assumption of the students that one-liner questions पूछे जाते हैं, so we don't have to study in detail. See, one-liners or conceptual questions are highly confusing. They are more confusing because only one line is given and then you have to select the 4 options. So until and unless you are going to go into the detail, you are not going to understand it. So those who are preparing for IBPS, those who want to prepare for IBPS in the future, please remove this from your mind that you don't have to study into detail. You're not going to understand any question if you're not going to study the concept. Everything is all rotating around the concept building. So don't focus on just by hearting few areas, few topics. Yes, this is very important to understand that with respect to IBPS or with respect to PSU, which topics are important. So let's, for example, for PSU, you have business ethics also as a topic. There are few topics of management also which are asked in PSU. Then you have to cover them. But everything else is same. Everything understanding has to be same. So IBPS explanation, PSU explanation, or net explanation for the topic leadership won't change. The content won't change. So if you are preparing from zero deeply, definitely it will help you in any kind of exam, right? Moving to next question. In a management assessment center, which of the following task is designed to evaluate a candidate's ability to handle multiple tasks and make the decision? In management assessment center, task is designed to evaluate candidates' ability to handle multiple tasks. The in basket, leaderless group discussion, management games, individual oral presentations. So, evaluation of multiple tasks and make the decision. Priyanka answered A, Vaishali answered A. Okay. The answer for this is the in basket. See, now why in basket? Let me give you the answer for this. Why not management games? See, in basket, you have multiple things which are provided to you: memos, magazines, papers, research papers, and this all you have to go through all these things. You have to go through all these things and then make the decision. Management games is like you can be involved into number of the games, but it would be analyzing or evaluating your certain one skill, like leadership skill, decision making skill, communication skill. So you may be involved into number of games, but it will be evaluating this particular skills. Handling multiple tasks, the keyword handling multiple tasks, multiplicity, because in basket has got multiple options given to you. Read this, and then give the decision. I am focusing on the keywords. When you would be able to hold these keywords, you can answer these questions in any format. Next question. Which of the following stages in the socialization process involves comforting the difference between the expectations and the reality into the organization? Very simple. Socialization is a process where employee enters into the organization. He has joined, so he is interacting, he is accommodating with the things, with colleagues, with the job, and so on. Yes. C, metamorphosis. Expectations, metamorphosis stage. What is metamorphosis stage? What is metamorphosis stage? What is metamorphosis stage? There are three stages: pre-arrival, encounter, metamorphosis. So those who have answered B is correct. Encounter stage is the stage where they are comforting, they are facing that this was I expecting and this is the reality. Metamorphosis, now you are internalizing the things. Yes, now metamorphosis, internalizing the things. Okay. Next stage. Oh, hold on. So do this question first. Who defined job design as the process of deciding on the content of a job in terms of duties and responsibilities, method, technique, system, procedure, and relationship? So now you have to answer the author. Who is the author? The process of deciding the content of a job in terms of ninth is Keith Davis. Give me a second. Let me just confirm this. The answer for this is Process of deciding the content of a job in the terms of duties. Michael Armstrong. Option number C. It's not Davis. Davis has given specification of content, methods, and relationship. So this answer is option number C, Michael Armstrong. ठीक है? Clear? It's not A, it's option number C. Sure. Next question. What method of job design involves moving employees horizontally or vertically to expand their skills, knowledge, or abilities? Well, in this question, you may have little bit confusion. Again, I will let you know how to answer this question, but read it and try to answer. A method which involves moving the employees horizontally or vertically to expand their skills, knowledge, and abilities. Vertically and horizontally, how? Both? Enrichment cannot be both. Mansi have answered D. Vertical and horizontal. Yes, option number D is correct. Both. That's why I was saying, see, now one word which is missing here is within the department. If it has been written here, mentioned in the question, it would have been easy for you to answer. Now understand, job rotation within the department, the employees can be moved vertically and horizontally depending upon, again, roles. That is job rotation. Simplification is breaking down, enrichment is vertical, enlargement is horizontal. So job rotation. Now again, this is not 100% correct question. The question is not framed correctly or not giving you the complete understanding, but in such questions you have to answer on the basis of the options given. So if I go and check the options, simplification is breaking down the job activities, enrichment is simple vertical, enlargement is horizontal, and rotation is like you are rotating within the department. Am I clear? So sometimes you have to answer the question as per the question and the options given. There are n number of the questions being asked in NET exam, PSU's exam, where the same question, same content is being differently asked, but you have to answer on the basis of the question asked. Now, next question. What is the key difference between enlargement and enrichment? Okay, now this has to be very simple. Correct. So the answer is option number C. Enrichment is vertical, enlargement is your horizontal. So what does enrichment do? It is intrinsic. It provides autonomy. It provides the person self-realization, self-motivation. And enlargement is what? Simply adding the task. It is something which is extrinsic, right? Moving to next question. Which job design method is based on Herzberg's two-factor theory of motivation and focuses on making jobs more interesting and challenging? Highly important question. So just a quick feedback from you in the comment section. How are you finding the questions? Are they conceptual? Are you finding them easy, tough, moderate? So Herzberg, what he has given? Enrichment. So if you know this also, then also this question is easy for you. Moving to the next. So these questions are designed as per the NET, PSUs and IBPS, right? Which of the following are the 5 core characteristic of job design according to job characteristic theory? Again, important and highly important expected question. This can be asked in the form of match the following. It can be asked in the form of which of the following is not the characteristic. Okay, it can be asked in the form which of the following are the characteristic. You have to match them and so on, right? So the answer is option number A. So in match the following, this characteristic can be given and description would be given. Who is the author for this? Answer in the comment section. Author can also be asked, so please do remember the author. Okay, moving to next. Again important, what is the correct formula for calculating motivational potential score in the job characteristic model? This is for PSU and IBPS. I believe this can be a expected question. The formula for motivating potential score. So what is job characteristic? See, do this question and then I will be explaining you both. So understand that we have 5 characteristics of the job, out of which 3 characteristics are summarized and 2 are something which if they get nullified, the output would be 0, right? So the answer for this is correct option is option number D. Now let's understand what is job characteristic theory. This is a method of, or this is an approach of designing the job. Now what do you mean by job analysis? Okay, what is simple? There are few terms that has to be very clear. What do you mean by job analysis? What do you mean by job design? What do you mean by job summary? Okay, then what do you mean by job evaluation? Okay, these terms, they appear similar, but understand, analysis is doing an analysis of everything. What is job all about? What are the duties and responsibilities, and who would be the people doing the same? Design is a process. The duties, responsibilities done in this job. So focuses on designing is a process which focuses on JD. It doesn't focus on specification. Understood? These are very important. Summarization or summary is summarizing that what all things, simply writing a summary of a job, how it is to be done. Now this summary will involve what performance is considered good. It will involve everything. Evaluate what performance is good, what is the salary. It may involve everything. What is the salary to be paid to this job? What kind of people would be required? What performance is expected? Summary would involve everything. In what level the person would be working? Evaluation is finding the real worth, real worth, real value, monetary amount, monetary value which need to be attached to the job. So wherever there is a what evaluation, it is a process of evaluating real worth. Summary is summarizing. It will include everything: title, it will include characteristic, duties, responsibilities, specification, performance level, IQ level, personality, and everything being summarized. Designing is a process of dealing with the JD, job description. Analysis is the analysis of the job. Finally we get output as a JD and JS. Clear? Job analysis is done for already existing job. Now any doubt related to the terms related to of the job enrichment, job enlargement, job simplification, job rotation. These are also few terms that you need to be having clarity. So now I will be coming to the process of job designing through the approach called as job characteristic theory. This theory says that every job has got five, or it should include five main characteristics: skill variety, task identity, task significance, autonomy, feedback. So suppose I am into the human resource business partner job. So designing says when I am adding the duties to this job, it should provide me skills variation. This job should not give me the opportunity to learn only one skill, but multiple skills. I should have an, so my task, whatever task I'm doing in this particular job, would have its own identity. It should not get lost somewhere into the department or somewhere into the level. Significance, it should add the importance to the organization. So if I'm doing some work which is not important to the organization, which is not important to the department, it won't add the importance to my self actualization. बहुत जरूरी है. It's very very important that it is significant, important. And finally, it should give me some kind of freedom, autonomy to make the decision. It should not that by every time my boss or superior or my reporting manager is sitting on my head and directing me or giving an orders. There has to be some autonomy. And of course, when I'm performing the job task, I need to have the feedback. This is your job characteristic theory. So job characteristic theory, that these five characteristics are highly important when you are designing it. Another method of designing the job is your motivating potential score. This is a method which says that if your motivating potential score is positive or high, it means you are highly satisfied in your job and you are high performer. If your motivating potential score is low or negative, it means you are not satisfied. Now, what is motivating potential score? Motivating potential score: my job has the potential to motivate me. How? So the formula says your motivation potential score would be high if this score, this combination gives you high marks or high score. So this is an average. Skill variety, task identity, task significance may vary. Somewhere the skill variation may be 5, task identity may be little bit more or less, but on an average they would have certain point. But autonomy and feedback has to never has to be 0. Anything of it becomes 0, complete motivating score would be 0. So your autonomy and feedback has to be very high or positive to have good motivation potential score. Is this clear? Everyone understood? Pop up, pop. Barsha, that is default setting. We cannot remove it. It must be showing your name. Moving to the next. Which of the following statement is true about job evaluation? Read it and answer quickly. So we have another class. My internet connection is slow. No, I don't think so. Maybe there may be some network issue. Okay, so evaluation is what? Finding out the real worth. Job evaluation focuses on analyzing employee individual performance rather than the worth of. No, A is not correct. What is evaluation? Just now I gave you the explanation. Okay, so it's not this. Job evaluation results in creation of wage structure, correct? Because you analyze the real worth, it helps in wage structure. It is not concerned with wage differential, it is concerned. The process of job evaluation require involvement of only top level management, does not require employee participation, correct? Not everyone should be evaluating it. It has to be with the top level. Not everyone, employees cannot come. See, it's very, very clear given in the notes that employee, see, when it comes to the evaluation, yes, employees participation is required to the level where they are able to tell you that what duties or what tasks are of high importance or low importance. They can give you the factors which are important in a job. They are limited only up till here. They can give the points to the factor where they believe, yes, this particular task is requiring lot of patience, lot of efforts. It is limited to there only, but attaching the monetary value is the top level responsibility. Clear? Should I refresh? Should I refresh it? If it is showing you the problem, if it is problem creating the problem again and again. क्या बात? Am I audible? Is the screen visible? Is the question, are the questions visible? No. Is it visible now? And am I audible? So quickly, let's do this question. Which of the following is the correct sequence of these steps in the job evaluation process? Again, important evaluation. The UGC NET is asking you repetitively the questions to arrange into the sequence, to match the following, to identify which of the following are the factors or not, right? So this is of high important question. Okay, so the answer is option number A. First, identify the need. Why job is need to be evaluated? What is my purpose? I am finding the worth. Am I looking to identify the real worth, or I want to create a wage structure? What I am trying to do? So that is my need. First thing. Then choose the committee who would be doing this evaluation process. Benchmark the job. Benchmarking is there has to be some standard on basis of what I am evaluating, right? It may be the company, competitor company. It may be a benchmark set by the consultants, experts. Then you have select the compensable factor. Compensable factors are those factors of the job which are compensated, against which you are given the money. So hazardous process, it is a risky thing. It is, if you are involved into hazardous process, so hazardous nature work, hazard is your compensable factor. Performance is your compensable factor, right? Evaluate worth of each job. Then moving to the next question. Which job evaluation method uses predefined job classes or the grades to determine the job worth? Read it and answer. Point method, grading method, job grading, ranking method, factor comparison method. Option is B. Now I have few questions again related to the sequencing. Let's do it quickly. Arrange the following steps in the correct sequence for ranking method of job evaluation. Read it and answer. Evaluation, ranking method, sequence. What first thing that you would be doing? So first is, I want to rank the job. The first thing that I would be doing is obtain the job information. So I would be first I would be collecting the information. How B? The first thing that I would be doing is collecting the information about the job. Once all the job information I have, then only I would be grouping them, selecting them. Then I would be selecting the compensable factors of each job and ranking them as per their importance. Try to evaluate the methods. Ranking method is arranging the jobs within the organization basis of importance. So the first thing is, you would be, whatever jobs you're having into the you have job which are happening in the organization, you will collect the information. Then only you would be able to understand which job is important, which is not. Let's do the next. Arrange the steps of the correct sequence for the job grading method. Now for grading. Grade. You have to grade the job. Grading is again classifying. So when you have to classify the jobs into different grades, for what is the first thing? So when there is a grading, E1 grade, E2 grade, there is always a characteristic common in the grade. So yes, the first thing that you would be doing is your job description, because JD will help you to understand which jobs are similar, which are different. Then you select the key jobs in this. Then what you would be doing, assign the grade, and finally prepare the description or the classes. Right? Answer is, no one answered D. Okay. So the answer is option number D. See, first thing you would be doing is preparing the JD. After doing the JD, you will identify the key jobs. Means in those particular job, what is the key thing, similar thing. So let's say I have a manager in HR, manager in IT, manager in marketing. So these are the different job. I will write the JD here, JD here, JD. In this all the JDs, I found that managing is the key job. So what I will do, all the managers, I will grade them E2 level, because they all are manager, and everyone in my managerial position will get the salary in this range. That's it. Clear? Next. Arrange the following steps in the correct sequence. The point method of job evaluation. Again, the definition of point method is very important. It can be asked in exam. Steps of point method is very important, and the sequence is very important. Here what happens is, you are allotting the points. So if I am into HR recruitment process, okay, recruitment. So while doing the recruitment, which task is of high importance? So making the dashboard or shortlisting the candidate, preparing the candidates, or calling the doing the interviews of the candidate. So which is more important to me? Shortlisting. So I will allot 1 point to it, or 30 points or 20 points, highest point to shortlisting, because screening and shortlisting plays an important role. Then interviewing them, 4 points. Finally, the dashboard depends, like not that important for the recruiter, right? So the answer for this is, first you would be, okay, so the first is job description. This got marked wrong. First thing that you would be doing is preparing the JD. Okay, then after JD, you would be selecting the compensable factor, evaluating the each factor in terms of point, and add up to the point. So A, D. So A, D, B, C. Option number C. 3. Okay, this got marked wrong. I will correct it when I will be giving you the PDF. Fine. So these were the questions for the day. I hope you understood. I tried to explain you each and every question in a detailed form, so you are able to answer them nicely. Mansi, you want to ask something? You have raised your hand. Yes, Mansi.
गुड मॉर्निंग मैम।
Good morning, Mansi. Yes.
मैम मेरी आपसे रिक्वेस्ट थी कि अभी जितने भी अपने लाइव क्लासेस के पीडीएफ्स जो मतलब अपने लिए है ना, तो मैम उसका रीडेबल बना सकते हो क्या? मतलब कॉपीराइट का इश्यू है तो मैं समझ सकती हूँ, आप डाउनलोडेबल तो मत करवाइए, लेकिन रीडेबल करवा दीजिए ना मैम, क्योंकि
I will make it, the PDFs would be made available to you once. So example, unit 1 is completed. I will give you the unit 1's PDF. It will be provided to you. HRM would be given to you once I complete the HRM topic. The reason is, I don't want to keep it into bits and parts. Let one unit be together. So once we complete the unit, I will give you the PDF, or I will give you like this: part 1, part 2, maximum 2-3 parts, not more than that. Like
मैम
last, providing the PDF is little difficult. Yes.
मैम क्योंकि अभी तक के आपने 46 या 47 लाइव क्लासेस ले ली है,
Hmm.
सो आई
हाँ,
वाज गोइंग।
फॉर
हाँ
दिस
मैम।
सेक्शन इसके अंदर में, फॉर दिस MCQ के अंदर में इतने अभी क्लासेस नहीं हुए हैं। एक्सपेक्टेड MCQ क्लासेस में अभी 45 सेशंस नहीं हुए। वो जो दूसरे सेशंस वो पुराने सेशंस के हैं, उसके PDF में अपलोड कर दूंगी, आप देख सकते हैं उसी क्लास के अंदर।
हाँ मैम, क्योंकि ना मेरा सिलेक्शन जो है वो सिर्फ क्या कहते हैं, इंटरप्रिटेशन में प्रॉब्लम जा रहा है क्वेश्चन के। ऐसा तो मैम मेरा सिलेबस कवर कर लिया है।
ठीक है।
लास्ट ईयर भी काफी ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस, थोड़े ना ऑप्शंस जो थे वो अलग अलग ही थे, तो मुझे थोड़ा शायद वहाँ प्रॉब्लम हो गई, इसलिए शायद मैम मेरे मार्क्स जो है वो काफी कम आ गए। तो अब हाँ।
इंटरप्रिटेशंस के लिए सी व्हाई आई कीप ऑन टेलिंग यू टू अटेंड रादर देन PDF। ये जो लाइव क्लासेस होते हैं इनको अटेंड करने का यही वैल्यू होता है, बिकॉज आई लेट यू नो द कीवर्ड्स कहाँ पे हैं, आपके
हाँ
की पॉइंट्स कहाँ पे हैं, किन्हें याद रखना है, वो इंटरप्रिटेशन में हेल्प करता है, राइट? सो
ठीक है।
PDF भी देंगे, बट मेक श्योर यू डू द लाइव सेशंस, आस्क मी द डाउट एंड गेट दोस डाउट्स क्लियर। ठीक है?
ओके मैम।
I
ओके।
will be uploading PDFs.
जी मैम, थोड़ा जल्दी ना मैम प्लीज।
Sure, sure. Okay. Any other query, any other question anyone wants to ask? Fine. So that was the session. Tomorrow we would be doing the last class of HRM, where incentives, training and development, and rest all performance management. If required, we will be doing another one part also, but I will try to cover all the parts, right? And yes, 7 p.m. quiz will be happening at 7 p.m. evening on Telegram, 100 MCQs, right? So thank you everyone for being there. We would be meeting tomorrow the same time.